But I mean, ultimately, like, part of it's just figuring out technical stuff, and another part is figuring out what you want to include in your channel, in your stream. What was the chatbot you used to fade called again? It's the chatbot doesn't do it. It's through Streamlabs. So you have to go into Streamlabs. You have to log into your Twitch account, and then where is it? Let me pull up my dashboard here. It should just be simply something like chat. What do they call it? They call it chat box. So when you first log into Streamlabs, you'll have the left panel just full of all kinds of options. So if you scroll down under widgets, you'll see one called chat box, and that's where you can that's where you can customize like the look of the chat, and then there's a checkbox in the settings somewhere that allows you to say whether to fade or not, and then it also lets you decide like how long it stays on screen before it fades away. So like mine's set for I think 30 seconds or something along those lines. But yeah, it's all stuff you can figure out. You can figure out the appearance. You can figure out things like opacity. So if you want it, kind of like how you see everything, like you see how the chat is compared to all the other widgets. That's me adjusting the opacity of the other ones. So I put those at like 50%, so it's not completely obscuring, the game.
Come on, what do you got?
Why didn't he do anything? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, there's a lot of cool things that you can make happen. You just gotta be patient, because it's not easily. Oh, okay, that's all the bad guys. Cool. Guess I think that was all the bad guys. Unfortunately, the only thing that sucks is that this stuff is not easily and readily explained. So you're gonna have to do the legwork to figure out the bits and pieces in between. But with a little bit of persistence and research, you'll be fine. But like I said, I want to
These cameras are his eyes and his ears. Better knock him out.
Where are the cameras at? Overlays, are they more preferred to just do them in PS, or there's some okay stock ones? Well, that's totally up to you. I will say the one nice thing about Streamlabs OBS is that it is probably a little more beginner friendly, because when you load it up, it will give you the option of just preloading an overlay, and then you just kind of manipulate the assets within the overlay as far as like whatever you want to do. So they have a number of themed ones. Like my first one, actually, I used a pre-made one, and if you want to see what it looked like, check out the Fallout videos in the collections tab. The first, because Fallout was the first game I streamed, or Fallout 4, I should say, was the first game I streamed, and so I didn't know what I was doing, so I just used a pre-made stock one, which I picked up from Nerd or Die. if you go to nerdordie.com, they have a number of free overlays that you can use. And then you just gotta move the assets around, and then just kind of line everything up, like, you know, your webcam and where you want the chat to go and things like that. But if you want it to be a bit more custom, then yes, you'll probably have to explore creating it yourself in Photoshop, which, again, if you want to, you know, like I was saying on Wednesday, one of the first things you want to start looking into is figuring out what you want the theme of your channel to be. Because once I figured out what I wanted the theme to be, then the ideas started rolling in, and I was able to start being more creative with my overlays and all that.
Okay, I get it. You beat him. Slow motion's just overkill.
Slow motion is not overkill. How dare you? But, you know, I mean, people will be forgiving, obviously, if you use a pre-made one. It's not like anyone's going to criticize the fact that you used a pre-made overlay. And honestly, if they are, then that's not really people you want watching your stuff anyway, because they're just going to be dickholes about it. But yeah, figure out a theme. That's probably going to be that's going to be the big thing you want to probably start out with, is finding your theme. Okay, let's use our radar to figure out where the hell I need to go, since I'm obviously not having much luck finding it on my own. There's this one camera apparently that I gotta take out that I missed. Oh, of course, it was way the hell down there. Really? Seriously?
These cameras are his eyes and his ears. Better knock him out.
Geronimo!
There he is!
Oh, God. There's a whole bunch of them.
Come on,
Oh.
like I wouldn't have a backup plan? This is live TV, baby! The show must go
Of course, now
on!
I gotta take out more cameras. And probably one of the biggest pieces of advice I would provide would be to test, and test some more. One nice thing is that, and I think you can do this on both Streamlabs OBS and OBS Studio, is when you are entering your information to broadcast with, there's like a little additional amount of code you can add to your stream key that will allow you to kind of stress test your stream, just to determine that your internet and bandwidth can handle whatever it is you're trying to broadcast. More importantly, though, is one thing I did a lot in my early days. I say early days as if like I've been doing it forever, but I've only been doing it a few months. But I don't do it as much now because I've kind of become a little bit more experienced. But what I used to do all the time was I'd just stream. And I don't mean stream as in like do a broadcast or whatever. I'm just talking like whatever I was testing, I would go live, just because, I mean, that's one advantage to not having a ton of followers right away, is that it allows you to go live and not really have to explain to people what you're doing. Because some will say like, oh yeah, do the test bandwidth thing so that you're not attracting viewers, but it's one of the big ways that I am able, I mean, that's why I do a mic check at the beginning of the stream. because I don't know how my audio sounds. So I have a laptop and my Chromebook also set up on my desk along with my PC, and they are both showing me Twitch simultaneously. But I also have like some other tabs open on my laptop so that I can see, you know, or I can pull up like guides or anything else that I need to look into. So okay. But yeah, just sit there, you know, put a pair of headphones on connected to whatever's outputting the stream, and then listen to it and see how it sounds. And what I like to do as far as when I'm testing audio is I will leave the volume for the stream at the default setting, which is usually about 50%. And then if I get what I consider acceptable...
Aren't actually doing. I'm gonna go take a bubble.
But yeah, just sit there, listen to it, and then also watch and see what your viewers would be seeing.
Let's see what you find. A redonkulously big enemy to fight. A surprise? Uh-oh. Looks like the spider's about to get squished. And we're out to commercial.
Yeah, but
Don't worry, we'll pick it up in the same spot when we come back. Guys, get down there and keep the talent limbered up in the meantime. And now a word from our sponsor. Mighty 4.3. Oh, God.
win again. Did you see that?
Oh, damn it. That was a waste. That almost sounded like Nolan North. Oh, God.
Here's some for you. Not really that angry.
Well, that wasn't that
Oh, man. Where am I going to find another fan that big and antisocial?
bad. That big and antisocial.
I don't know. How friendly are you with Ben Grimm?
Alright, is he going to cut to a cutscene? Okay. Unless I'm following you, then I will ask what is going on. Yeah, that's true. Yes. You have asked me a couple times when I was just doing test streams, but it happens. I can do that. I have a PC next to me. Perfect. Actually, a lot of streamers will say that the best ideal setup is to have a dual PC, but obviously that can be fairly pricey because you gotta have a decent PC to play the game on, and then you gotta have a decent PC to stream the game on, depending on what kind of settings you're willing to do. So yeah, if you have another computer or a laptop or whatever, it doesn't necessarily need to be high end. Just needs to be something that can show you your stream. Then you can be good to go as far as monitoring. I will recommend not doing it on the same PC that you're streaming on as far as observing it. So even if you have like multiple monitors, I would not recommend putting the output of your stream on just another monitor or tab, because at least for me, Chrome eats up a lot of RAM and processing power, and that's processing power I need for OBS and for whatever game I'm playing if it's on PC. So that's why I have my Chromebook and my laptop as designated like viewing devices as far as seeing what is being output. Sort of a complex question. How do I play music I can only hear so it's not on the stream? I guess I'm gonna first ask why you want to hear music that's not being broadcast on the stream. Is it just music you want to listen to that you don't want your viewers to hear as well? Because I know that's actually kind of a gimmick that a lot of streamers will go to, is that they will that they'll play music. I actually, in fact, play music at the beginning and end of my weekend streams, so it's kind of a normal thing. If it's just for you so that you can I guess have just something to listen to while you're streaming, there's plenty of options to do that. The easiest one I'm going to recommend is another piece of free software called Voicemeeter, and more specifically Voicemeeter Banana, it's a weird name, but it's fantastic software. Let me see if I can. I'll see if I can throw the link in. So there, check out the link I just threw up, and download Voicemeeter Banana. It, like I said, it's totally free. It is. They do ask for a donation, and I've donated just because I really enjoyed the software that much. So for me, it was easily worth. Oh, damn it!
Spider-Man. Hey, buddy. Yeah, let's talk about the question on everyone's lips. How hot is Kitty Pryde? Oh, almost as hot as that redhead I always see. And do I sense a bit of a love triangle there?
Oh my god, I'm getting out of here.
And is it true there's a clone of you out there with your brain but trapped inside a girl's body?
Oh, I did get it. Okay,
that's
cool.
kind of like creepy. And by kind of, I mean insanely. I'd still hit it though.
That's funny. I donate to all the free programs I use. Oh, excellent. Then yes, by all means, like the nice thing also is that you get a little bonus even for donating to Voicemeeter, which actually can be how you get your music playing. So the nice thing about Voicemeeter Banana is that it has like 3 available outputs. And you can make them all separate. So it might be a little complex to explain on the stream and without visual aids, because it can be kind of confusing just to hear me talk about it as opposed to seeing it in action. But there are plenty of tutorials out there for using Voicemeeter, and a lot of the tutorials have to do with streaming as well. So it's not like they're gonna leave you in the dark in regards to that. So it breaks the audio up so it doesn't all go to the one source. Yeah, pretty much. So like once you load it up, you will see that there is for each source you'll see 3 A levels and then 2 B levels. The B levels are what's going to constitute whether it goes to your stream or not. So B1 and B2 is your output, because then when you go into OBS or Streamlabs OBS, when you go into your audio section, you can select Voicemeeter output and then Voicemeeter auxiliary output. So what I do is I set one of the Voicemeeter outputs to my microphone so that I can tweak it separately. And then I'll do the other output, either standard output or auxiliary output, doesn't really matter. I'll set that to my desktop audio. So that's like the game or any sounds my PC makes or what have you. Then I will have a third set up for my music. So I can control that separately if I want to, say, mute my desktop audio. Like if I got something running that I don't want the viewers to hear, then I have the ability to mute that, but not mute my music at the same time, even though they're both running on my desktop. But that's something you gotta tweak in your audio settings separately. But for what you're looking to do, all that means is that you output it to whatever A channel you want to be, either your speakers or your headphones.
That's gonna leave a
And I would recommend making anything output to your headphones, and I would recommend wearing headphones because if you only use your speakers, you run the risk of getting echo, which can be bad. And that's another reason why I don't put any output on my streaming desktop, because then that carries over into my stream. So actually, if you go into those early Fallout videos or any early videos that I was doing on Twitch, you will actually hear my mic check echo, because what I would do is I would have Twitch up on my desktop, on my browser, and I would have it going, and then I would do a mic check, and I would wait until it echoed back into me. And that's how I did my mic check. And eventually I learned to use a separate device for that. But yeah, for the early casts I did, there was a lot of echo. And then of course I would mute the stream and then go about my business. But the problem was that I didn't hear when my audio would robot out or anything. So that's when I kind of switched how I did it. Yeah, I mean, it's a kind of a learning curve type situation. You have A40s? Perfect. Are you planning the A40s to be your microphone audio as well? Because they're good as a starter, but I would eventually recommend getting like a more not like official or professional microphone, but something a little bit more than a gaming headset, just because those tend to not have the best audio quality. They're fine for playing games and talking to your friends on Discord or whatever, but as far as if you want something to sound closer to like what I'm doing here, you can make that happen with a microphone from a headset, but chances are it needs to be like a more professional headset, like a broadcast headset, and those are not cheap. I was gonna get Audio Tech mic later on. The thing I will tell you though is actually the microphone I'm using right now that you're listening to, I got for $55 on Amazon. And the beauty of it is that it is a what we call dynamic microphone. So if you've been researching microphones, to use for streaming, you've probably heard Blue thrown around a lot. The brand Blue. They make the Snowball and the Yeti microphones. And this is not me trying to say that either of them are crap, because they're actually both very good microphones. I have a Yeti Black myself, and it is a fantastic microphone. However, my home and my building create a lot of noise, and because both the Snowball and Yeti are condenser microphones, they are very, very sensitive, meaning you got to do a lot of tweaking in your settings in order to eliminate that noise. And oftentimes, at least for me, that required a lot of compression, which is, it's a filter you can apply in in OBS for your microphone. And if you're I don't even know what he was saying. But as long as you're subtle with the filters, it's not bad. It actually can make you sound very, you know, broadcast, professional, that kind of stuff. But if there's a lot of noise that you need to eliminate, then that's going to require a lot of effort on your filters, and it'll basically make your voice sound weird.
These cameras are his eyes and his ears. Better knock him out.
So yeah. But what I'm using is a what they call a dynamic microphone, and this is intended for if you basically want to. It's like what singers use. So a singer will use a probably a dynamic microphone when they're on stage, because a condenser, oh my god, a condenser at a concert would pick up everything. It would pick up everything from the crowd to all the noise. It would be a bad time. In the studio, they would probably use a condenser because they have a lot of, I mean, that's why you see how studios are set up, that they're often completely soundproof and everything, because the microphones are so sensitive. They need to have their environment cleansed of any kind of artificial noise. So that's why usually they're in these sound booths. And I mean, one thing you can do if you're willing to invest in it, like if you own a house and you're totally cool with the idea, then you could soundproof whatever area you're going to stream in. Like if you actually check out some streamers talk like behind the scenes or whatever, they'll typically have their camera pointed towards them in their studio or whatever, their office or whatever it may be. And you'll see like soundproofing equipment on their walls, like the foam and what have you. So that's one way to eliminate the noise.
These cameras are his eyes and his ears. Better knock him out.
All right, let's look at. Oh, camera's up above. Oh, that one's floating. Oh god, I don't want to deal with floating cameras. Seriously, I'm just worrying about my fan getting picked up. Yeah, that's unfortunately a sacrifice you might have to make. And by that I mean you may have to kill the fan while you're broadcasting. When I was streaming last year, especially during the summertime, it was horrible as far as because I was using my Yeti. So how am I supposed to get to that damn thing? I was using my Yeti as my microphone, and I wasn't able to run my air conditioner without it being picked up by the Yeti. So I ended up having to basically suffer. Oh, come on. There we go. Yes. All right, now I got to find one more, I guess. Where's this last camera? Okay. Is it moving? No, it's stationary. All right. I can work with stationary. Oh, look. Oh, God. All right, so how am I supposed to take this out? I need to get in there or above there, one or the other. Is this like a trap door? No. Now, I will say if your fan happens to be quiet enough, you might be able to get away with having it on and not having it picked up.
I love the smell of burning superhero in the morning.
Damn it.
Smells like...
Or going to my remodeled basement of chills. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you can... A basement actually would be a pretty good idea to do your streaming from, because those tend to not echo as much. So that might be it. My Astros doesn't pick it up. Well, that's great. If you combine your whatever your Astro output is, then also including just some light filters from OBS, and you get a little bit of manipulation from Voice Meter Banana as well. And for all I know, Voice Meter might be all you need. Oh, look at that. There is a very convenient entryway right frickin' there. But yeah, doing that, you should be good. All right.